What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Sunny here, bringing you guys another Neverwinter video. And in today's video, I'm going to bring you guys my Guardian Fighter build. This is for a pure buff debuff Guardian Fighter build. This was by any means going to top the leaderboards in DPS, but you will shred through dungeons in an insane amount of time, as well as be raved about how good you are, because you'll be able to take your team through no problem, tank no problem, and as well as get through your dailies no problem. So if you guys enjoy, please like the video, let me know if you have any questions or comments below, and let's jump right into it. For my feats, I'm just going to run through these pretty quickly. I have 1 point in action surge, 3 of 3 in strength focus, 3 and 3 in toughness, 5 and 5 in distracting shield, 3 and 3 in armor specialization, 3 of 5 in powerful attack, and 5 of 5 in Quisha shield, I think, something like that. And I put 10 points in protector, so I'm just gonna run through these ones pretty quick. Plate agility, and as well as shield defense. And this is gonna be the important paragon path that you're gonna want to max your way all the way over to this point. So your first one is gonna be 5 and 5, fight on, reduce your cooldowns. 5 and 5 in daunting challenge, 5 and 5 in rousing speech, 5 and 5 united, inspiring leader, surging tide, and 1 point in the material master. Jumping over into the boons. Now, I don't have all the boons complete, but I'm just going to be showing you the ones that you do want to go for. So you want to do 400 defense, deflect, action point, elven tranquility, and Fade Thistle for Dread Ring. 250 power, 250 movement, 400 lifesteal, 3% deflect chance, and Rage Regrowth. And then you're going to want the Augmented Thane Bastion. Icewind Dale, you're going to take the AoE resist, incoming healing over this. Oh, sorry, not incoming healing. The stamina gain, the 400 recovery, the cold shoulder, and as well as avalanche. For Underdark, you're going to want to take 400 defense, 400 crit, the Drow ambush tactics, the 10% increase combat advantage, the stamina gain faster, and then demons do 5% less damage to you. Pretty big if you run a lot of CN or just run a lot of World of Dragons. There's demons in there, so I feel this is pretty beneficial to you. Tyranny of Dragons, we're going to take the 1600 hit points, 400 deflect, 400 defense, 400 lifesteal, and pretty much you're just going to put one in each of these. Not too much worried about increased control strength, so just 1, 1, and 1. If you don't have all three, I mean, these kind of last three are a little iffy for us. They're not the best. For your stronghold, if you're in one, if not, going to be kind of missing out on some big things, but you're definitely want to take the power boon and the defense boon, which is really critical in this build. On to the last two boons, map areas. I'm going to take the 400 income and healing over 5% lifesteal severity, 400 combat advantage, 10% faster stamina gain, and you're also going to take the display. Wait a minute. Sorry, you're going to take the Displace Fate, and right onto the last section, the 300 defense, 4% lifesteal severity, 400 recovery, and then as well as the Wall of Wind, which gives you 24,000 hit points healed and 1,000 recovery for 10 seconds. Pretty awesome. For your companions, if you're using a striker companion, you're going to want somebody with 3 defensive slots. Just because you want to stack as much defense as possible to get the most benefits out of your fray, which is your buff. If you're using Ion Stone, then you're going to want to stack defense in that as well, but I'm not sure the exact name of the runestone that gives you defense. For your powers, these powers, there's only one power that ever changes, but for my main right trigger, I use Tide of Iron. For my left trigger, Cleave, Vigilance Mace, which makes you just like an indestructible tank pretty much. Enforced Threat, Fighter's Recovery, Guarded Assault, Into the Fray. This is going to be the first thing you want to put 4 points into. First thing you're going to want to max out. This is where all your buffs come into play. Steel defense. This can switch for two different things. Steel defense makes you pretty much invincible after you use a daily, which is pretty much every 6 seconds you'll see that you pretty much have your daily back. So you're just a walking tank in all reality that can never die. But if you feel you're tanky enough, you can actually use Enhanced Mark, which is pretty nice because you build more threat, or you can use Desperate Survival if you feel you're kind of dropping your hit points really low. But you know, I recommend you stay with the Steel defense. Knight's Valor. The only time I ever switch this is if my group is tanky enough and they can survive on their own pretty much without me. I'll use the Commander Strike, which pretty much does double damage on an attacker that I hit this with. So it's pretty nice buff there. And that's pretty much it for that. For my character sheet, like I said, it's not by any means my main, so I don't even have everything on him. But for your defense slots, you're going to want to stack Azure, and for your offense, Silvery, as well as your weapon enchantment, either a Terror or a Plague Fire, both which are relatively cheap. And then for your armor enchantment, you can either get Negation or a Shadow Claw. The Negation does not actually stack with your damage resistance for some reason. I don't know why, so it's kind of just a preference of choice on which one you want to pick. For your utility, I suggest you use Darks just because of that movement speed. Keep up with the team more. For your artifacts, I have the Sigil of the Guardian and the Burner's Helm. These are two that you can keep. These two you're probably going to want to replace with something that gives you the same stats pretty much these do. The defense, deflection, AoE resist, something along those lines. And then for your stats, you're going to want to try to roll as high as a Constitution and Dex as possible. And then you're going to want to put 1 into each one, because you don't want strength, you don't want damage bonus. You're not going to be doing too much DPS with this build, and the rest of these don't really matter. For your neck and your waist, you're going to want to go with a greater band of Constitution for your belt and a neck piece. You want to get a neck piece with the AC, which is your armor class. And with your armor class, it gives you an increase in damage resistance, which gives you an increase in your defense, which gives you an increase in phase. So it all kind of ties a knot with each other. So the more defense you have, or damage resistance they say, the better your fray will be. Just want to make sure I went over pretty much everything. For your mounts, power, just something with defense if possible. Recovery would be good. Deflection would be good. And just for a little gimme that you can always use, whenever I run a dungeon, I will always use the Superior Fortification Potion, which gives me an increase of defense by 1,000, which is really nice. So that 1,000 extra defense can be a big difference when you're running with a dungeon and try to get in and out. But that's pretty much it for this build, guys. If you have any other questions, just leave a comment down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like. And as always, I will see you guys on the Sword Coast. Peace out.